NFTs, otherwise called non-fungible tokens, are tricky things. What are they? What do they do? How do they work? How's it going to change the way you game forever? Well, let me explain. Firstly, I gotta give a simple rundown on what exactly an NFT is, because I imagine a lot of people aren't fully adversed with them. But if you are, or if you just don't care about the logistics, then skip to the next timestamp. So, as said before, NFT stands for non-fungible token. Now, fungible basically means something that can be substituted into something different while still holding the same value. If that doesn't make sense, then take for instance the US dollar. $10 can be substituted into two $5 bills. The $10 is fungible because it can be substituted into two $5, which are obviously different yet hold the same value. The same rule applies for gold because one large bar of gold can be cut down into two smaller bars. The smaller bars are different, yet hold the same value as the bigger gold bar. Now, if something is non-fungible, what that means is it cannot be substituted because it is completely unique. A good example of a non-fungible asset would be a classic painting like the Mona Lisa, for instance. The painting is valuable but not able to be substituted because, simply put, there are no substitutes. You can't cut the painting in half because that would ruin the value of it. So in short, its value is determined entirely by its uniqueness and not its ability to be exchanged like how money's value is determined. Similarly, a piece of digital art can't be exchanged or substituted because it is unique and only holds value as a whole. But hold on, surely that can just as easily be copied and pasted. Well, yes, because a piece of digital art is on a computer, it is very easy to just steal it, which is why you don't tend to see digital art all that much. It's simply not plausible because there's no way to prove a piece of digital art's value since it can be infinitely replicated. So essentially, it cannot have any form of value attached to it. That is until now. This is where it gets incredibly interesting because the last part of the abbreviation is, of course, token. Now, a token is a pretty simple way of saying certificate of ownership. Digital assets such as digital art or even a skin for a video game character can have these tokens applied to them to prove ownership. Because these tokens are entirely non-fungible, it means that particular digital asset that's assigned to an NFT actually has value. In short, it can't be stolen because, well, think of it this way. Any attempt to steal it would result in the thief not having the NFT attached, so therefore won't have any proof that they own that piece of art, which in turn means their replica can't have value. Now, going even deeper into the rabbit hole, these NFTs that act as certificates of ownership are stored on what's known as a blockchain. I won't go too deep into that, but in simple terms, the blockchain is a distributed database or otherwise referred to as a digital ledger. It's a series of interconnected virtual blocks, so to speak, which all store something unique inside, such as NFTs, for instance. Everyone can access it, but no one can change what's inside the blocks, meaning it is completely secure and trusted, which is why the NFTs inside these blocks are recognized as having the authority to give digital assets, like digital art or character skins, their value. Basically, it all boils down to the fact that digital assets made on a computer can't simply be copied and pasted anymore because any replica of a digital asset would not be tied to this super secure blockchain, therefore wouldn't have an NFT attached. This is super cool and all, but how does it apply to gaming? And more importantly, will this revolutionize gaming forever? Well, yeah, it absolutely will revolutionize gaming. And not just a little bit either, but a lot. It has the potential to completely redefine the purpose of video games, and I'll tell you why. What NFTs will do is, in essence, give individual games their very own literal economies with real-world value. Let's take GTA 5 for simplicity's sake. Everyone knows GTA 5 by now, and anyone who plays it knows that in-game assets such as cars, boats, houses, etc., can all be bought using the in-game currency. However, the items you buy aren't of actual value in the real world. It's not like you can buy an apartment in GTA 5 then sell it when house prices have risen onto a real-world housing market. Of course not. That's preposterous. But equally, it's not as far-fetched as you'd think. Well, for GTA 5, it is because there are infinite lobbies with the same house. It's not a unique, one-of-a-kind asset, so there's no actual value for it past the in-game currency. But imagine if GTA 5 had a limited-size map with only one lobby for all the millions of players. The demand for houses, cars, and all the rest would rise massively, wouldn't it? And then imagine GTA 5 had a currency that worked both in the game and in the real world. You get the picture. It's a way to make potentially a lot of money via video games in a way that's never been done before. Obviously, GTA isn't the best example to use because they never do that. That's not to say that it can't happen. In fact, it already is. With the introduction of cryptocurrencies and with the recent surge in popularity it's all gained, the video game industry is starting to notice. Let's use the example of Decentraland. What Decentraland is, it's just a video game, very similar to Roblox, Minecraft, or The Sims to a degree. But what sets it apart is how it incorporates blockchain technologies like cryptocurrencies and NFTs to make it a full-scaled, kind of miniature economy. Decentraland is a single world that replicates real life in a certain way. Land can be bought, sold, and rented, and each piece of land can vary in price based on size and location. It can even appreciate in value as that land becomes more demanded, which opens up the possibility for digital real estate. There are stores which let you buy collectibles, clothing, and pretty much any item that's been made within the game, and you, as a player, can make items and sell them on the store for a profit. Where this gets super interesting is the fact that everything in the game uses NFTs. In-game digital assets such as pieces of land, buyable objects, and all the rest all have their own unique NFTs, which ensures their unique value and stops them from just being replicated. And because these digital assets have value, they obviously need a currency to allow them to be exchanged. And that's where cryptocurrency comes in. On Decentraland, the currency is mana, which is a currency that also happens to be traded on cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. It can be converted into real-world currencies like the US dollar or into other cryptos like Bitcoin. That means that these digital assets inside of Decentraland have real-world value. You could buy a piece of highly demanded digital land in the game and rent it out to another player to earn yourself monthly income in real life. In fact, in 2019, a large strip of this digital land sold for $80,000. How crazy is that? The possibilities are genuinely endless. You could even become an established digital clothing designer that sells designer digital clothes for the characters and make actual money from that. And that's all because of two blockchain technologies, NFTs and cryptocurrencies. That's what gives these digital assets both security and value. However, that's just one small example. In itself, Decentraland isn't revolutionary, but it represents the start of something remarkable. I don't know about you, but it all seems like the movie Ready Player One is becoming a reality. And that's not the end of it either. No, not even close, because there are hundreds of NFT and gaming-related blockchains with their own currencies circulating right now, which all aim to bring something huge in the future. The Sandbox, Bora, Dawn Protocol, Alien Worlds, and Enjin, just to name a few. Take Enjin Coin for instance. It's a cryptocurrency that aims to act as a universal currency for all NFTs in and out of the gaming industry. It creates an ecosystem of NFTs that can be traded all on the Enjin platform using Enjin Coins. Kind of like Amazon if Amazon had its own currency that could be traded on an exchange. The gaming industry is seriously in for a change. The revolutionary birth of NFTs and their ability to create value of intangible assets stored on a computer is such a game changer, pardon the pun. Having what are essentially unique proof of ownership certificates located within a decentralized blockchain creates infinite potential for video games to play around with. GTA 6's in-game currency may even be crypto. Well, maybe not. But as time goes on, I'm willing to bet that cryptocurrency will have a much larger role to play within gaming, all thanks to the robust nature of NFTs. Pair that with the ever-increasingly advanced virtual reality technology, you can start to see where gaming might be in the future and what it could look like. Perhaps even better yet is what lies beyond the gaming industry, because NFTs have so much to offer, more for all aspects of life. They can pretty much be used anywhere online where proof of ownership is required. But all we can say for now is that gaming is for sure going to be changed by this new technology, and in fact, it's already starting to be.